Hey guys, welcome to Juicy Tea, where I read out the best stories on Reddit, so you don't have to. The funny, shocking, and satisfyingly juicy. Today is Bridezilla Saturday, with the craziest wedding stories from across Reddit. Our first post comes from the AmItheAsshole subreddit, posted by particularwolf65. Am I wrong for not wanting to invite my sister-in-law's additional partner to my wedding? My fiancé and I are getting married at the end of the month. It's a second marriage for both of us, so we've agreed to keep it incredibly small and intimate. We're only inviting 25 of our closest friends and family due to a tight budget and wanting to keep things simple. My fiancé's sister, 42 female, is used to being the centre of attention, and it's been a real issue for my fiancé his entire life. She's the golden child, and his parents spend most of their time and energy catering to her, driving her to doctor's appointments, cooking, and then delivering home-cooked meals, to paying her bills regularly. When he was in college, his parents used to pay him to go clean her apartment for her. She's often in some kind of medical crisis, which I suspect may be hypochondria. Despite all of that, I've always had good interactions with her, and we generally get along. The current issue revolves around sister-in-law's romantic relationships. She's married to a man that she lives with, and I've met several times at holidays and dinners at my future in-law's house. However, sister-in-law also has another partner, I'll call G. G is an older woman, who is married to my sister-in-law's cousin, who is also a woman. Everyone in the family is aware of the relationship, and it's been going on for several years. I met G for the first and only time this past Thanksgiving. Before we arrived, we were told that G was now identifying as he, and were all to dress them as masculine. Okay, no big deal, especially when I'd never met them before. Side note, G asked us to refer to them as he at Thanksgiving, but this has been in flux since then, hence the gender-neutral pronouns. When I met G, I was surprised to see them wearing a very revealing dress. I'm not one to body shame by any means, but G is very heavyset and older, and this dress had their breasts spilling out and was short enough to make it obvious that they weren't wearing underwear. This is the way they wanted to dress to a family Thanksgiving in November? On top of that, it was obvious both by smell and appearance that they had personal hygiene issues. We then had to spend the rest of the afternoon watching sister-in-law indulge in PDA with G that was really uncomfortable, while she gushed about having 2 husbands. The whole situation was off-putting and impossible to ignore, ensuring that sister-in-law was the focus of the day. It was an awkward experience that I have no desire to repeat. When we sat down to do our wedding invites, we were focused on keeping the list incredibly short, which left out several people that we would have really liked to include. When we gave an invite to sister-in-law, we addressed it to her and her husband. Future mother-in-law told us we needed to invite G as well, because of their relationship with sister-in-law. My fiancé told her sister-in-law got a +1, like everyone else. Neither my fiancé or I had any kind of relationship with G. Aside from the fact that we both find G incredibly off-putting, and we can't trust that they'll dress or bathe appropriately for the wedding. We know that sister-in-law bringing G will just ensure the focus will be on her and her relationships. My fiancé doesn't deserve that on his wedding day, and neither do I. I thought the matter was settled, but my fiancé had a family holiday yesterday at his parents' house that I wasn't there for. G was there, once again wearing a very short dress and in obvious need of a shower. My fiancé made it through the entire evening without the wedding coming up, right until he had 1 foot out the door. As he was walking out, sister-in-law told him, "I have 2 husbands and they'll both be at your wedding." My fiancé was taken aback, but really had to leave. He plans on sending an email to sister-in-law and his parents explaining that G is not invited to the wedding and they need to respect our decision on that. If it comes down to it, that may mean that sister-in-law won't be coming to the wedding either, and could cause a bit of a rift in the family. Am I wrong for wanting to stand our ground and insist that G is not invited to the wedding, and is not welcome to just show up? Why do you even want sister-in-law there? I get it'll cause issues, but it kinda sounds like there always was. They've always chosen her over him. Today's a new day. Like he said, it's his day, not hers. For once, the intention and priorities should be on him. Down in the comments, SadN5831 says, "That was a ride. I think the best case scenario is that sister-in-law is a no-show for all involved. I don't think she's great for your husband's mental health, and you both deserve a stress-free wedding. Opie replied and said, I agree. At this point, we're guessing she'll be sick with something and not come. We're trying so hard to keep this small and easy. I even suggested we elope. I won't let sister-in-law upstage my fiancé on our wedding day, no matter what happens. I love how OP's got her fiancé's back, and gets that it's his day too. I've read too many Bridezilla stories where the bride thinks the day's all about her, and her alone. And our last story comes from the BestofRedditorUpdates subreddit. Posted by Throw Married OK. I, 30 female, found out that my husband, 32 male, hired my friend, 26 female, to strip at his bachelor party. 4 years ago, I got married to my husband after dating for 6 years, so 10 years total now. My friend, Rebecca, has stripped since she was 21. She stopped last year after getting married and is going to be a stay-at-home mum when her baby is born. Since our children are friends, we're very close and we're basically neighbours. She lives at the bottom of the road we live on. Last week, one of my husband's friends came over at the same time as Rebecca. After she left, my husband's friend commented saying that he can't believe we're still friends after the bachelor party. When I asked my husband what his friend meant, he refused to comment. We got into a huge fight when he told me that Rebecca had been the stripper at his bachelor party. I texted Rebecca in the moment saying I didn't want her around anymore, but she hasn't responded in a week. I feel betrayed by both of them, but I know it was just her job. I miss Rebecca a lot, but I'm so hurt. I don't know what to do. Relevant comment. My biggest concern is the friend's comment. I'd want to know what happened. If it was me, I'd ask him, her, and his friends. The fact that she hasn't responded also makes me suspect there's more. Another commenter says, I'm a professional burlesque dancer. At one point, a fellow dancer asked if I wanted to perform with her at a private holiday party, and when she told me the payout, I almost pooped myself. I was pretty new at this point, and I didn't even know I could make this much money from performing. But I found out it was for a business owned by a friend of my dad's, and I bailed immediately. There are some lines you just don't cross. Losing a friend is hard, no matter what, but this person was not your friend when she crossed that boundary, and she wasn't your friend when she continued to hide it from you. You can miss her and mourn the relationship you thought you had, but this is not a loss. Good luck. The bigger problem here is your husband. Did you two talk about the bachelor party in advance? Would you have a problem with this if it hadn't been Rebecca, or if he had told you? What do you need from him to move forward? OP replies and says, he told me there would be no strippers, and there were. I'm mostly hurt that it was Rebecca, and I wouldn't have reacted this way if he'd been truthful and if it hadn't been Rebecca. Now, all I can think is every time he sees her, he's attracted to her, and has seen her in a state of undress. Another person adds, I do need to ask, was it really your husband that hired her? I mean, it's usually the best man's job to organise the bachelor party, isn't it? Sounds odd to me either way, and I'd be pissed too. OP replies and says, yes, he hired her and planned the entire thing. Update, too long didn't read. Last post, I found out that my husband actually hired strippers for his bachelor party. Not only that, he'd gone out of his way to hire Rebecca, a close friend, and they hid this from me for years. I confronted both of them, separately. They both gave two very different stories. Rebecca says that my husband got drunk, groped her, and when she refused, he pushed her and started to yell at her. Apparently, my husband and his friends believe I shouldn't be friends with her because she led them on. Wait, this suggests that they tried to hook up with her and she rejected them. My husband says they didn't sleep together, but Rebecca tried to initiate and performed oral sex on him while he was blackout drunk. I'm staying with my parents because I don't know who to believe here, or if I should even believe either of them. All I've done is argue with my husband since the confession. I'm left more confused than ever, and honestly, I just want to say F them both. If my husband's story is true, then he's totally innocent. But what if Rebecca's telling the truth? What if neither of them are? I'm sick of both of them. I haven't stopped crying ever since arriving at my mother's. To be honest, I don't think I can. Why would he hide this for 4 years? Why would she? If they both believe that they're fully innocent and victims here. My husband is a mean drunk, but he's always so soft-spoken, and I don't know if he could do those things that Rebecca claimed. But I don't know how he reacts around his friends, and I've known him longer than Rebecca too. But I'm all for believing women. I feel like by agreeing with my husband, I'm denying Rebecca's story. Relevant comments. I think hiring a stripper you know personally for your bachelor party makes him far from innocent no matter what events transpired. Another user replies, yeah, he sought out this Rebecca specifically, knowing that she was a close friend of yours. That's a whole different level of intent when looking at bachelor party entertainment options. Coupled with the statement that he's a mean drunk, why are you even contemplating staying with him? I'd be getting some therapy and a divorce attorney so I could move on in a healthy manner. Someone else adds, former stripper here, there's absolutely no way that a dancer would waste their work time sucking someone's flaccid pee-pee while they're blacked out drunk. None. She went to work, not to commit SA. My feelings say there was some type of sex, but both of them are lying to you about it. I'd drop all these people. Another person asks, OP, I hope this isn't intrusive, and you obviously don't have to answer, but is it okay if I ask you what you mean by your husband being a mean drunk? Being controlling? I'm just a little concerned given a few things you've mentioned, coupled with Rebecca's statement that he assaulted her. OP replies and says he can get a bit degrading, but nothing violent, just verbally. Final update. I'd like to say thanks to everyone commenting. I didn't realise, but I don't care anymore. I've done nothing but think about my husband throughout our entire marriage. My entire life has revolved around him. All my thoughts revolve around him, and I've finally realised I've been the only one keeping this marriage going. I've been relying on him, forgiving him for such a lot of BS because I don't have anyone else. I gave him everything, and that's not happening anymore. Maybe finding out about Rebecca just sped things up. Maybe I relied too heavily on my husband. I told him this morning that it's over. He has yet to stop texting me, begging for a chance. I texted Rebecca and told her I no longer want her in my life either. Both have confessed to sleeping together and continuing to do so. My husband out of anger to insult me, and maybe Rebecca wanted one last FU. Rebecca's baby is my husband's. So to say FU back, I messaged her partner to let him know. I'm devastated, obviously, but now we have to make plans about what's happening with the house and custody, and I can't afford to keep crying about it. Rebecca's new partner let me know at 6 PM that she moved. He helped her move all her stuff into my husband's house. It's all happened so fast, and I can't believe I was so oblivious to it. Maybe I wanted to be. Once again, thanks to all the comments and messages, it's really made me open my eyes. It's all happened so fast and I don't have time to process it all. Looks like they wanted me to find out before she gave birth. A nice happy family now. Relevant comments. I find it extremely disturbing how both of them used SA to hide their mistakes. It tells you a lot about what kind of people they are. I say better late than never, and to thank your ex's friend who kinda helped you unknowingly. Final comment. No, girl, you fight. If your name is on that deed, make him sell that bee, and you get your half of the money. Get a lawyer. Heck, talk to all the good ones, so he has to find some cheap one. If you need to talk, surviving infidelity helps, trust me. With all that, he doesn't have a leg to stand on in the divorce. Have it written that he will pay for the divorce and your lawyer. Yeah, you've got witnesses and a baby to prove infidelity. Don't walk away empty-handed after all that BS. Remember, I post new content every day, so subscribe for more juicy tea.